there's lots of fun games on sale this week on the eShop. Lots of worthy additions to your Switch digital library. Let's dive into it. New Super Lucky's Tale is a quality 3D platformer and one of the better ones for the system that's not developed by Nintendo. It's a game that's going to feel right at home for those who loved platformers from the GameCube and PS2 era, and even to a degree the N64 era. In this game you play as Lucky, a young fox who's on a quest to help his sister to protect the Book of Ages. And as him, you're going to need to journey from level to level and explore and find secrets and collectibles within, as well as defeat the bad guys with his many abilities. And along the way, there's plenty of challenges, puzzles, and mini-games to try to beat and complete too. It's a good 3D platformer that maybe doesn't break the mold in the genre, but there is no doubt it is a joy to play. And you know what? That's alright. Sometimes you don't need a game to break any molds. Sometimes you just need a game that executes things well. In this game, it definitely does. At 75% off, it's so cheap that it gets a hearty recommend from me. If you like platformers, then consider this a must-get. Vitamin Connection is a game that I always like to point out when it's on sale, because it's a game that is exclusive to the Switch. You can't get this game anywhere else. Developed by developers WayForward, this is a game where you use a Joy-Con controller to navigate a vitamin capsule-like ship that pretty much looks like a Joy-Con itself to wipe out viruses in the body of a host. You'll need to zap down those pathogens, as well as use the ship's abilities to navigate through environments. This game takes advantage of the Joy-Con controllers in some interesting ways, and that's even more evident when you play the game in 2-player co-op. In that mode, one person uses their Joy-Con vertically to move and shoot, while the other one holds the Joy-Con horizontally in order to rotate the ship and aim. Overall, it's a pretty fun game that's a neat take on the shoot-'em-up genre by incorporating some puzzle elements and unique gameplay. There's a demo on the eShop to check out if you're curious. It's on sale for 65% off in most regions until May 29th. The very awesome RPG, Sea of Stars, gets a new lower price this week, 35% off on the eShop. A game with many nods to RPG classics. Like Chrono Trigger, this game has won a lot of praise from gamers and critics alike. Over the last couple years since its launch, the developers have added a lot of free updates to add more content in. But recently, the developers have gone the extra mile by releasing a whole DLC, the Throes of Watchmaker DLC, a pretty nice sized DLC that's entirely free to download, and it adds around 8 hours of additional gameplay to the game. There's new areas and dungeons to explore, new minigames, new bosses, puzzles, and even new classes for your characters to discover. Make sure to download that if you plan to get this game, or if you already have the game. The DLC just came out a few days ago. Cookie Cutter is a game that I've had my eye on for the longest time, and I wasn't quite sure it would ever come to Switch, but it finally arrived a few months ago via the Overkill edition. This game is a Metroidvania that uses style with its combat and graphics. In this game, you play as Cherry, who is on a quest to save her creator, and to do so, she'll need to rip, tear, and destroy everything in her path. This game has a heavy emphasis on combat, and you'll be doing a lot of it with her powers and various weapons like her chainsaw. It's a gory and violent game. Doubling back to its graphics, the game has a slick visual style. I like it. It's very punkish looking, yeah, but it's pretty awesome with its hand-drawn graphics and animation. Oh, and yes, the Switch version operates at 60 FPS. The Overkill edition for Switch is pretty much the definitive edition. This version adds fully voiced dialogue for all the characters, various quality of life improvements, new moves, and upgrades for Cherry, new cinematics, and various gameplay tweaks and balancing. It's currently on sale for 50% off on the eShop, its biggest discount yet. The Bethesda sale on the eShop features a number of games for Switch on sale for uber cheap prices. Doom 2016, for example, is now on sale for just $3.99 on the US eShop and $5.99 on the Canadian eShop. That's pretty freaking cheap for a quality FPS game. and in fact, it's the cheapest the game has been yet on the eShop. One of the impossible ports for the system, it's still freaking crazy that they made this and its sequel, Doom Eternal, work on the Switch. You want more cheap shooters? Sure, that's always a good thing, and I got a bunch for you today. Doom plus Doom 2 is a newer collection that replaces the old versions that were previously on the eShop. In fact, if you own one of the older versions, either Doom 1993 or Doom 2 Classic on the Switch, then you can get this upgraded collection for free. That all aside, what's new about this collection? Well, the games now are running on the popular Kex engine with updated visual options, as well as boom source compatibility is now a thing, so you can now download mods for the games via the in-game mod browser. In addition, there's 16-player online cross-platform deathmatch and co-op options, a new episode for the collection created by ID Software for players to blast through, and lots of other little adjustments and improvements to enjoy. It's the definitive way to enjoy these classics now. The collection is on sale for 60% off, $3.99 on the US eShop and $5.19 on the Canadian eShop. Doom 64 is another classic on sale for super cheap. At 60% off, it's just $1.99 on the US eShop and $2.79 on the Canadian eShop. Lots of people often think that this is just the Nintendo 64 version of the very first Doom game or something, when in fact, it's actually a completely original game in the series. I mean, it's still got plenty of demons, blasting, and secrets to find, just like the first two games, so it doesn't stray too far from the formula and all. But that said, it's still a pretty fun and enjoyable game that is worth playing through if you love the first two games. The release here on Switch greatly improves on the original version with improved visuals and clarity, and features a number of quality of life changes to make this version more enjoyable to play this time around. Doom 3 marked a bit of a change from the other Doom games, as it becomes more of a horror shooter this time around. I mean, yeah, every Doom game is filled with monsters and demons, but this game taps more into the horror genre with a bit more scary stuff and things to make you uneasy. Like for example, plenty of things will sneak up on you in the dark. Still, it's a good game though. The edition on Switch is the updated version of the BFG edition that came out a number of years ago. This time the game has been HD-fied, and it includes a bunch of quality of life improvements, as well as the Resurrection of Evil expansion. At 60% off, it's on sale for $3.99 on the US eShop and $5.19 on the Canadian eShop. The Quake plus Quake 2 Enhanced Bundle is a wonderful 1-2 punch of the first two Quake games that have been completely remastered and enhanced for modern platforms. The games are running at 60 FPS with native widescreen support. There's been a bunch of lighting improvements, updated visuals, you name it. Beyond the fancy touches though, these remastered editions include a ton of additional goodies. Modern control options with gyro aiming support, all the expansions included, along with some brand new ones, online and local co-op, mod support, a brand new Horde game mode, and with Quake 2, it even includes an enhanced release of Quake 2 64. The enhanced bundle here is the best way to enjoy these Quake games now. They never looked better, nor have the games had this many features going for them. The bundle is on sale for 60% off until May 31st. Wolfenstein II, the new Colossus, is another one of those impossible Switch ports, like Doom 2016. It's pretty freaking nuts that they got this game working on the system. As for the game itself, it's a pretty good FPS game, a good entry in the series. Lots of action, with a bit more narrative stuff this time around, yes, but there's still plenty of crazy shooting action to enjoy. It's on sale for 85% off, $5.99 on the US eShop, $7.99 on the Canadian side. Also, for those getting a Switch 2, just a little heads up about this one currently, as it has a compatibility issue with the system. I'm pretty sure that will change in the update, given the fact that Microsoft probably want all their games to be compatible with the system, but for now, yes, this game does have some issues with the Switch 2. CD Projekt Red has a lot of their games on sale this week on the eShop, with every one of their games going for brand new low prices. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Complete Edition is on sale for 75% off, which is the biggest discount it's received yet on the Switch eShop. A truly wonderful open-world RPG with some of the best storytelling and world building. I'm sure by now you've heard of the reasons why this game is so awesome. The Complete Edition includes everything, all the free updates over the years of course, but it also has the expansions and the wonderful DLCs. Now don't make a mistake and opt for the cheaper version of the standard edition that's on sale. You'll be shooting yourself in the foot by missing out on what the Complete Edition contains. You definitely want the full experience. Speaking of CD Projekt Red stuff, of Cyberpunk 2077 and how that's shaping up, I did post a bunch of 4K footage that CD Projekt Red released the other day on the channel. It's a lot of footage, and it's safe to say it's looking pretty amazing. They're doing some pretty incredible things with that version. Make sure to check out that video and that footage if you haven't done so yet. I'll leave a link to that down below. Thronebreaker is an RPG that's set in the Witcher universe, that's basically like a standalone version of Gwent, the card game in many ways, just with a narrative this time around and some light puzzle solving. The campaign story takes place before the first Witcher game, and it roughly takes around 30 hours or so to complete it. If you liked Gwent and Witcher 3 and you're craving more of it, then this might be worth checking out. It did get some good reviews. It's on sale for a new low price too on the eShops, with a discount of 75% off. The Flame and the Flood is another game from CD Projekt Red, and this one is a bit different from their usual games. This is a roguelike survival game. In this game you play as a young girl named Scout who is trying to survive with her companion, which is a dog that can help her sense danger as well as locate supplies. Players will need to keep in mind Scout's needs, such as hunger and thirst, energy and fatigue, as well as craft items, and make use of her companion's abilities in order to help her survive. This seems like a good game for those who love a good survival challenge. The Flame and the Flood Complete Edition is on sale for 75% off too, making it the cheapest it's been on the eShop yet. The Ninja JaJaMaru series is on sale for super cheap this week. The Retro Collection includes 5 games from the series: Ninja JaJaMaru-kun from the NES, Ninja JaJaMaru's Big Adventure, also for the NES, Ninja JaJaMaru The Great World Adventure from the Game Boy, along with a new colored DX version, the very Mario Bros. 3-esque platformer Ninja JaJaMaru Operation Milky Way from the NES, and the hidden gem Super Ninja Kid from the Super Nintendo. It's a solid little collection, and it's super cheap at 80% off. That means it's just $2.99 here on the US eShop. The latest game in the series, Ninja JaJaMaru The Great Yokai Battle plus Hell, takes the formula from the first NES game, along with the arcade game, and revamps the gameplay, taking it into the modern era. You still need to clear out enemies as quick as you can, but now it's much more flashier than ever, with loads more secrets to find, and tons of unlockables to earn. Oh, and it does have co-op play. It's a pretty fun arcade-style game. It's on sale for 85% off, just like the Retro Collection. It's super cheap at that discount. If you want both, then you can opt for the Ninja JaJaMaru The Great Yokai Battle plus Hell Deluxe Edition. This is basically a bundle that combines everything together and allows you to save a little bit more versus buying everything separate. Jitsu Squad is a really cool beat-em-up game for the Switch that incorporates a lot of fighting game mechanics to the gameplay. You'll need to time your attacks, as well as perform special moves using fighting game commands in order to perform combos and bring the pain to the enemies that are standing in your way. It ends up being a pretty unique beat-em-up game due to the combat system. In this game, there's 4 unique characters to play as, a kick-ass soundtrack to jam to, some nice cartoon graphics, as well as up to 4-player couch co-op. It's a solid game, definitely worth checking out if you're a fan of beat-em-ups. It's on sale for its biggest discount yet, 65% off on the eShop until June 11th. Mighty Goose is Metal Slug, but the Goose. This run-and-gun arcade-style game is fun as hell. You get to play as a goose who dons his mighty battle armor and proceeds to whip the tail feathers out of everything that stands in his way. Just like the Metal Slug series, expect a lot of action, mind-blowing set pieces, fun boss fights, and many vehicles to jump into. It's a Metal Slug clone done right. It's one of my favorite indie, arcade-style games of the Switch. I highly recommend this one. It's back on sale in the eShop for 60% off until June 12th. Penny's Big Breakaway is a 3D platformer that was developed by the team behind Sonic Mania. And just like the Sonic games, the levels and gameplay is built around momentum. Penny's main tool and weapon is her yo-yo, which she uses to attack enemies, but it's also used for traversing the stages. For example, she can use her yo-yo to swing across to other platforms, and as a vehicle to ride on. I love the use of momentum in this game, and you can definitely feel the Sonic vibes with this one. And overall, it's got some pretty good level design and ideas going for it. I think it's a nice platformer. There's a demo in the eShop, so make sure to check that out. In the meantime, it's on sale for its biggest discount yet, 50% off now on the North American eShops. A super cheap, but also good, racing game to get from the eShop sale is Burnout Paradise Remastered. Its all-time biggest discount is back for it, 84% off, which means it's less than $5 on the US eShop, and just a little bit more than $6 on the Canadian eShop. It's a classic, chaotic racing game, filled with lots of crashing and racing to be had. The Switch version runs at a full 60 FPS, and being the remastered edition, it comes with all the expansion and DLC content that was ever released for it. It also includes the famous online multiplayer. Let's end things by looking at some quick discounts from Activision. Though really, I guess we should say Microsoft now. Whatever. Anyway, Spyro Reignited Trilogy is an excellent collection that contains remakes of the first 3 Spyro games that came out for the PlayStation 1. The remakes look fantastic, and the 3 games are still wonderful to play. The Switch version is quite good here. It looks good for the platform, though I'd recommend turning off motion blur in the settings. I think the motion blur is a bit much. It's on sale for 65% off. It's at that discount, it's a pretty good value for basically 3 games in one. Crash Bandicoot and Sane Trilogy, like the Spyro Trilogy, is a collection of 3 remakes of the first 3 games of the series, and likewise, it looks pretty good. The games are still fun to play as ever, especially the second and third entries. Also, just like the Spyro Trilogy, the Switch version here looks very good too, and the performance is good. It's on sale for 60% off, which yeah, it's not as big of a discount as the Spyro collection, but still it's a pretty good deal. Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, is the newest game in the Crash series that means to be a continuation of the first 3 games, both in gameplay and story. The game is packed to the brim in terms of content. There's loads of modes to enjoy, both single player and multiplayer this time around, tons of variations to the levels, and of course more secrets to find than ever before. It's a great and challenging platformer that is worth playing for any fans of those style of games. The Switch version was a surprising port given the push in graphics, but it's a good version in its own right, highly playable, and it still looks pretty good. Crash 4 is on sale for 67% off via the latest eShop sale. Finally, Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled is a remaster of Crash Team Racing. Well, that's not entirely true. Really, it's more of a remake that makes heavy use of the past game stuffs. It's kinda like Super Mario Superstars in a way, but that game featured a lot of stuff from past games in the series as well. It's a really good kart racer, one that is a lot more challenging than most other kart racers, as you're going to really need to master the shortcuts and tricks in these tracks, and the art of turbo boosting to beat the higher difficulties of this game. It's still casual enough at the lower difficulties, so no worries there, but if you're craving a racer to challenge your skills, then look no further. Set this game to hard difficulty and prepare to get your butt whooped. The game's packed to the brim with loads of unlockables therein, and plenty of content that'll keep you busy for hours on end. It's definitely worth it, and then some, at its 65% off discount. And there you go, that's the latest eShop deals for you. As always, let me know down below in the comments if you plan to pick up anything from the sales. And make sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on so you don't miss out on any future videos. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll catch you soon on the next video.